Hello, and welcome back to our second episode of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Um, does anyone have any announcements? I don't have any personally.
No, I think we're
No?
good.
All right, then join us by the firelight as we tell our stories. Where we left off, our strung together band of misfits found themselves in a Zentarium hideout, are trying to find a floon. What they found instead was a couple of dead bodies, both Zentarium and from Xanathar's guild. A few Kinku who could kind of stitch together a story. Um, I'm gonna forget this guy's name, and I should have looked back over this. But Renar Neverember, who had been beaten and kidnapped upstairs, and the City Watch also found themselves there. So I will say you guys have about 15 seconds before the boot steps that you can now hear thudding across the floor downstairs makes their way upstairs.
Oh shit.
They did yell for everyone to halt, that the City Watch was there, but you have 15 seconds.
None of you guys.
I need to look at my
yourselves-
character sheet.
None of you guys find yourselves wanted by the City Watch.
Not
No,
currently.
Not at all.
Good shit. Grab the rope over there. Tie yourselves up. I will be there in a second.
Alrighty, okay.
The guy that we were questioning, right? The one that I was cryptically questioning.
Renar.
You said he looks like he's a little bit beaten already?
Yes.
Okay. On a quick question, this guy doesn't look like he's like an adventurer or anything, right? Like super
Absolutely
common
not.
dude.
Not a common dude. He looks of very high nobility in the way that he is dressed. But scrawny, very much even though he is dirtied and beaten right now, there is such a strong sense of arrogance coming off of him in a way.
Well,
Like Randolph?
When I
We
say
know.
when I say commoner, right? I do not refer to
Commoner in
societal
hit points,
status.
absolutely.
Beauty. Okay. Because I know that if they come up, this guy's gonna rat us completely. Right? Do I get this? Do I get the feeling off this guy that he's basically gonna?
Probably.
Absolutely. Knock him the fuck out.
That is the plan. Okay.
I will say, with it only being the 15 seconds, and you were the one to have the idea for everyone to tie themselves up, your options for yourself are to knock him out or to get yourself tied up in a somewhat presentable way, if that makes sense.
Ooh. Okay.
Do you want me to buy you some time?
Uh,
What the hell are you gonna do?
I don't think I don't think you're gonna be able to buy us some time. So yeah, I
Well,
think
I'm just
gonna,
real
I'm gonna
fucking
go
confused
for,
right
I'm
now.
gonna go for the knockout.
Okay.
And
Can I...
if that's just
Oh, shoot.
unarmed, so that's just gonna be.
As for everyone that is tying themselves up, I would
Something-
like performance checks.
Can I also suggest that we put something over our heads as well?
I'm trying to
Like,
think of, because
Is there anything we can find that would cover our faces, our eyes from being able to see stuff? Blindfold us at all?
So, once again, time comes down to it. It would be an action to search around, which would only leave you with one turn, so disadvantage on that performance roll to
Performance
make
check?
it look like
Okay.
you are tied up. So it's up to you. If you want to use an action to search around for a bag like that, that is totally up to you. It'll come down to a perception check.
So that'll be 18 to hit.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense, because then we have plausible deniability.
I want to wait until
Okay,
he
decent.
has been knocked out to essentially remove my disguise, go full, like, performer Atami, because he still hasn't seen that person yet. And then, basically, I'm gonna scuff the makeup a little bit so that it kind of looks like I've also been beat up. But I am fully revealing myself as a Tommy, and I'm going to kind of slump down next to him.
Okay.
Mason's so confused.
To kind of look like we've both been beat up.
Decent. I rolled decent.
What was that perception check?
Perception check 15.
I will say you can find 2 burlap bags in that time with 13.
It was a 15.
Oh, okay. That's still weird.
I will put one on Mason and one on myself.
Okay. Mason.
And then I will tie myself up. Oh wait,
Mason's so confused.
Are you tying yourself up?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a performance check.
And then can I also say to Atami, which, have we seen this form of Atami yet, for the record? Kira?
This was the first form you guys saw of me.
We did.
Like,
okay,
yeah.
Making sure. Okay, I'll just say, you should pretend to be knocked out too.
That's the plan. I'm just gonna, like... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just... Like, I'm saying this as I'm already, like, slumped over. And I'm just kind of like the best friend at a sleepover where you're all supposed to be asleep. You just kind of, like, hear me just like...
Mason isn't the best at tying knots, so she got Ask Dante to do it.
I'll tie it up. I got him tied up.
I literally rolled 4 times and I don't remember my roll
Dante,
any of those times.
Can I get that performance check?
Oh,
22.
I did decent.
All right. And Calendar. Yep. What was it?
Kristen.
18 with disadvantage.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Me and you had talked about a badge. Do I have that badge?
Excuse
Sure.
me.
Sure.
What's this badge?
You'll find out.
Yeah, we're about to fucking find out.
Oh wait, the
This
badge
time-
can't go on my head. I have a wizard hat.
It's just on top of the peak of the wizard
Dude.
hat. It's not even covering your head.
At this point, there are footsteps coming up the stairs. Those of you whose heads are uncovered, you see about half a dozen armed guards come into the room. They kind of like spread themselves out around the room. A lot of them have crossbows that are at the ready, pointed at all of you for one of you to move. A few of them have short swords. There is one man that kind of walks separate from the rest of them as they spread out, and he looks around at this, specifically at the bag on the hat. So
No, I'm gonna say the hat came off.
Yes,
So,
yes.
It's on her lap.
What's going on here? You mean to tell me the lot of you got kidnapped?
What does it look like here?
That depends. On an insight roll. It could look like
think
a
we
lot of
tied
things.
ourselves up.
Danny, with that
Somebody
insight
take the
roll.
bag off my head.
Danny, with that insight roll, you don't want me to answer that. He will take the bag off of your head. He will stand everyone up. Atami, he does shake you as he's, getting everyone up.
Oh,
Everyone's being freed from their restraints.
oh, oh.
Do I recognize him?
Roll me a history check. On your feet.
Thank you so much.
He kind of kicks at Nair, and he does not move, or Raynar, and he does not move or respond, and it... What?
24.
Yes, actually, you do recognize him.
Who is this fuck?
This is Captain Staggett.
That's a funny name.
Do I like him?
Impartial. He is the captain of all things to do with the watch in the dock ward, so you're not super familiar with him. He seems like a pretty fair man who is just really tired of there being shit going down in his part of the town constantly. Alright, so we're all gonna make this easy. I really don't have time to go through the herring process of taking you one by one, trying to make sure your stories are straight, trying to make sure they all match up. So, easy way out. He points to you, Mason. You look like the least damaged and also the least sketchy in the same go. So, will you step forward?
I look offended. Just a
I put my hat back on.
I suggest you just let this next part happen. We'll know if you try to resist. One of them lowers their crossbow and casts Zone of Truth.
Shit!
Do
That is
you
a check against it, but
do you resist it? Or do you... Because here's the thing with Zone of Truth, right? You can either accept it off the go and let it happen, or you can try to resist it. They know that you tried to resist it, and they know whether you pass or fail.
She's gonna let it happen.
Okay. We're already off to a great start. So, simple question, really. Are you Zentarium?
I'm not.
Do you know Zentarium?
I know of him.
Okay, clever. Do you know to anyone in this room to be Zentarium?
Not that I'm fully aware of, no.
Okay, let me double check something on Zone of Truth really quickly.
I think Mason is there. She's assuming. I don't actually remember how that conversation had gone. That's why I phrased it like that. That she doesn't know for sure, but there was
Because I gave as
implications
little
that he
information
is.
as possible to randos.
That's why she phrased it that she's assuming.
Okay. I got 10 minutes. Okay, I'm making sure I don't have a question limit. All those go for Xanathar's Guild as well, not affiliated or known to be a part of the Xanathar's Guild?
Of course not.
And how did you all end up in this room?
I don't really know.
Okay, were you kidnapped?
She's gonna look at them. I think so.
Alright. Okay, alright, that's enough. I've gotten enough from all of you. Whether you were not kidnapped, I really couldn't care. You're fine now. Back at it. And I suggest you don't end up back here again. Can't say the City Watch is always going to be there to protect you.
Why not?
We're busy. There's a lot of people in the city that need protecting.
Yeah, what's going on down there?
Well, for one, all the city guard is gone, so we're already stretched pretty thin.
Where'd they go?
gone.
Hunting.
You do remember?
You do remember the festival of Howldown is going on right now, where all the city guard leave the city, leave the city to go hunting for food for the upcoming winter.
Okay.
Monsters just to keep the area around safe and keep the roads to and from Waterdeep safe. So this is it's like a 10-day, I believe, festival, and we're on day 3 at this point.
Okay.
We're just very happy that you were here. We're very grateful, and I think we're all going to take time and just kind of stay at home for a couple
I
days.
highly suggest that.
Thank you so much.
What about him? Anyone know anything about him?
That's a friend of mine I was keeping tabs on. I think I just need to get him home and nurse that concussion.
Yeah, I suggest that. All right. Well, the Kinku downstairs have been detained. They will be questioned. It's a bit of a lengthier process. So, get home, preferably safe. Any of you live in the Dark Ward?
No.
Good. All right, get out of here. And they begin packing their shit and leaving.
Yeah, we're gonna sling Mr. Knocked Out kind of over our shoulders
Yeah.
and get the fuck out.
All right.
Gotta be honest with you all, I've never seen them be that lenient before.
They must be stretched very thin right now.
Well, we did see that blockade about a block up.
I will also say, as you guys are backtracking some, as you guys are scooting out, Stagnant does stop you. Push one more time. Are all of you from here, from Waterdeep?
Am I still under the effects of Zone of Truth?
No.
No, I'm actually originally from Baldur's Gate.
Okay, great. So I've got something for you. And he pulls out a piece of paper and goes to hand it over to you. Not saying you did anything wrong today, just want you to be aware of what we do consider doing wrong here in the city. And he hands you all a copy of the Code Legal, which I'm about to share in chat. This is just basically the rules of Waterdeep and what you will and will not get arrested for.
Oh, I'm well aware of the laws. Thank you, though.
Just never hurts. I'm gonna post it in chat and then also in important documents and stuff. And then he lets you guys go.
Perfect. That will be a very nice handout for us to have.
Am I breaking the law? Question mark.
Better to be safe than sorry.
It's like a pamphlet, just so you've chosen to break the law. Just a picture of Chief Wiggum from fucking Simpsons on it.
Crimes against lords, officials, and nobles.
I would never.
You're not currently enacting crimes on a noble as we speak.
Crimes
Yeah,
against the
definitely
city?
not.
Crimes
Monster
against the
pie.
gods?
Yeah, there's multiple levels of crime.
Crimes against citizens. Oh, definitely just broke the law.
I do the crime.
So let's mull over our information as of now.
Oh,
While we
double
wait
broke the
for our
law.
friend here to awaken from his little nap. What do we know? What do we need to know?
Hold on.
And where are we going?
Better question. Yeah, where are we going? Right now.
It seems like the sewers.
Right now.
My recommendation, well, at least I know where I'm going. I'm going back to where is the bar what's the name of the bar that's in this area?
We were just there. The Skewered Dragon, is that it?
Yep,
That sounds right.
it is the Skewered Dragon.
Look at me taking notes! Wow! Who is she?
Apologies,
Can
I
I
can't
read
take
that?
notes while
Doesn't look
streaming.
right.
That's fine.
It is the Wine Drunk Wyvern.
Ah, shit. Where's that?
Nah, I'm just fucking around.
Oh.
Wait, which one is it?
I fully believe you.
It's the Skewer Dragon for sure.
Dragon on a stick.
Yeah, I need to go back and talk with my associate. Where
that's
kind of
where I was
Not
staying for the
Castiel.
night.
Well, we
Now,
still accounted for. Go ahead.
I will interject quickly. The Skewer Dragon was the really seedy joint that you stood outside of, Mason. The yawning portal is where your room was
Thank
for the
you.
night.
I'll be going
You're
back to the
right, you're
yawning
right.
portal.
Well, I have a quest that is yet finished. We came here for the man named Floon. The man named Floon just so happens to be taken into the sewers.
Correct, but and he looks around. It's very dark outside, and I would prefer to be somewhere to sleep for the night to bed down.
Well, I understand those feelings, but if Xanathar has his mitts on this man, I say we probably have a few hours before he's dead or sold into slavery, and that's not necessarily time I'm willing to waste.
Don't worry about the sewers.
Unfortunately, go ahead.
We have pretty good knowledge of the sewers, save for a couple of parts. I can get some people in on it to start.
How close are we to Donnie's place right now?
A long way.
Oh, okay. So probably bed
Like
down
about an hour and a half walk for yourself
Oh,
at
that's
this
a
hour,
long fucking walk. Yeah, no,
if not a
too
little bit
long.
longer.
I have a question.
It's okay.
Yes.
What counts as an official?
Anyone that works for the city, so magistrates, city watch, city guard,
So essentially anybody that works in the legal system.
yes.
Okay.
And we know that this guy, again, big, hotshot dude, but nobody's really looking for him right now, right? It wasn't Volo who was looking for... Volo was looking for Thune, not for this.
Volo was not looking for Raynar. You don't know if anyone else is or not looking for him.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Volo
know
didn't
that-
even mention him, right?
Huh?
Volo didn't even mention Raynar.
No.
This is just a coincidence, two people kidnapped at the same time.
Well, Raynar was the attempted kidnappee, and Floon got confused as him and taken instead.
And do we have a timeline on how long ago this was that Floon was intercepted by the Xanathar Guild?
It was about 6 hours ago that it was intercepted.
So, I mean, I'm gonna bring this guy to my associate. You guys can head back to the yawning portal if you'd like. I'll be there shortly enough.
Haven't had this much fun in ever, so I'm exhausted and absolutely need sleep. So,
well, for the rest of you are...
I understand that it is imperative to you especially that we help this person, but I feel as though I may be of no help if we try to go do something now.
I don't think there will be much help to be given if we wait much longer. My other concern lies with our friend here. As I've mentioned before, I have my own stakes against the Zentarium. I don't know how comfortable I feel in handing over a political figure of a major city of the coast to a vast criminal network known for slave trading, blackmail, and just cutthroat activities. And I'm going to whip out my badge now, and it's going to say Vincent Trent Detective Agency on the bottom.
Vincent Trent.
Trench. Like a trench coat.
Okay. So you mean to tell us that you're a detective and you didn't tell us this?
Well,
Or this is...
it kind of ruins the mystery, does it not?
Ha.
So what's your plan then?
What's your plan? Now that you know my intentions, do you still wish to take this man to your leaders, or maybe we can work something out? Maybe he disappeared.
What would your leaders be of assistance with?
Currently...
Why am I even getting involved? I feel like...
I mean, I agree, the less that you know and the less that you're involved, the less risk to yourself. For sure.
It seems that way, but I also understand that knowledge is power, I assume, in this type of situation, because going into what looked like abandoned, right? It was like an abandoned warehouse type of place that we were just in.
I wouldn't necessarily say abandoned. Like the entire area was run down, but it's still pretty frequently used.
Okay. Going into a random warehouse without any information got us in front of the city watch. So, I don't know about you, but I sure as hell think that I need some more information here
Yeah,
before
but how are
I
you
make
under
any decision.
interrogation? So I could only get through that with the limited knowledge.
Allow me to.
And that's fair.
You don't seem like
ease-
you do well under pressure.
Mm,
You
Allow
passed
me
out
to
the last
ease your
time.
various hearts, including you, detective. We have no interest in currently the trafficking of these individuals.
Why'd you say currently?
Because I have
That's
a
something you
pay
did in the
grade,
past?
and certain parts of my knowledge are above my pay grade. You simply need to know what position you have in life and be grateful for that. Now, that being said, from what I do, we have no interest in trafficking these two gentlemen currently. What we do have an interest in is finding the stone and putting a stop to the senseless and stupid and incredibly violent war between our two factions. We may not like each other, that's fine. But we'd rather lose as little people as possible.
For Alexa's clarification, so Kira, Atari's part of the Zentarium.
Atami is it's pretty clear cut at this point that he's part of the Centaurium.
Someone spell that. Zentariam?
ZHENTEARIUM.
Oh, I was very close, but still off. Okay.
So, from what I understand, we can circumvent delivering this man if I can get my hands on the stone. That's really what the problem here is. It's not who has their hands on Raynar here, it's who has their hands on the stone itself.
And what's this stone, Alexa, for Alexa's sake?
So long story short, there is a cache of dragons or gold underneath the city of Waterdeep. The only person that knows the whereabouts of it is Raynar's father, Lord Neverember, who didn't want anyone to find it and didn't want himself to have access to it for a while, so he transferred the memory of where the location is into a stone that is currently being discussed. It is the Stone of Galore.
Stone of Galore, and that's... What information does that hold? Where what is?
Where the cache of dragons are in Waterdeep.
Got it. I
And
see.
To
Okay.
be honest, I now have a perfect knowledge of this man's writing, so the actual use of his physical body may actually be less than it was before.
That's still a lord's son that you're about to kill, and if people found out about that, I feel like that might not be in your
there's
best
no
interest.
intention of killing him. Really, there was no interest in damaging him until the City Watch arrived.
But instead you want to dispose of him.
I was going to turn him over and basically have him be used as a bargaining chip, correct?
That's less of a disposal.
Correct.
Alright.
If I remember this correctly from last session, the stone neither side has at the moment, right?
Right.
They lost it in a scuffle.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't it that neither side has it, but each side thinks the other has it?
Yes.
Oh. Is that just common knowledge?
No.
When did we find out about this?
From Raynar, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this was Raynard?
It's that we figured this out, but it's
Got
not
it.
common knowledge to everybody.
This is during the we were confused part. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
There was a lot of
Raisin is
exposition
still
happening.
just so visibly confused.
Yeah.
So
During all this, we'll just say that Callan was like just like piecing things together.
the fucking math meme of just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
equations everywhere.
Take a look. It's in a book.
So Atami will kind of stop just outside of the
Yawning
swinging
portal.
fucking dragon. No, the
Oh,
Yeah.
it's skewered dragon.
skewer dragon.
Dragon on a stick.
The dragon, yes, the dragon kebab. And just kind of turn to Dante. If your intention is to physically stop me from taking this man in, then take him and do it what you please. I am not currently in the position to be physically fighting back. But
Let me ask, do you consider this man's life equal to your own? Would your people harm you in any way if you were not to deliver him?
would they harm me? No, I think they would be understanding of the situation. Disappointed, for sure. Do I consider his life to be equal to my own? No, in no way, shape, or form. Like I
And free he shall be.
Very well.
Is he still unconscious?
Yes.
This guy will need full, probably long rest to get back to, consciousness unless he's cured.
Okay.
I rolled for how long he was going to be out, and this is about 6 hours. So
Okay. I got a few DM questions really quickly.
Sure.
Are we close to the warehouse in my backstory that I stayed in for a while?
like 30 minutes.
Okay. Is that warehouse close to the sewer entrance?
There are sewer entrances pretty much
Everywhere. Would it
It's
kind of
just
line up
really
in terms of how close it was to where Floon was taken? Or is there an entrance that I would guesstimate is close to that area?
I mean, there probably is an entrance close to that area, but there were several in between.
Okay.
What knowledge is known of the sewers for everyone?
I'm sure I've never been down there or had any interest in going in the sewers anyway.
No, but it is fairly common knowledge, I'll say, for it. There's a lot of activities in the sewers. Everyone is warned about not going down there. From just asking around, basically the sewers are divided between the Zentarium and the Xanathar's Guild. So one half runs one way, the other does the other. But it is a vast and complex system down there.
I see.
But there are entrances everywhere in the city of Waterdeep.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull just some parchment out and scrawl down rough directions to the warehouse. And I'm going to pass it on to... Who do I trust the most out of this group?
Ain't me.
Not at all.
Oh, it might be me.
It might be me too.
I'm going to pass it to Calendar.
What's this?
It is directions. I have a small hideaway not too far from here. I'm going to take Raynar there and allow him to recover. Once you've all rested, if you intend on finishing the mission, meet me there.
All right.
I can't bring this man into the den where he is wanted.
Of course.
About 30 minutes walk from here. The watch is out. Nothing will happen to us. This place is secure. No one uses it. It's kind of haunted in a way.
And you're trusting me with this information.
Well, I take you as one person here that doesn't really want to betray anyone. You kind of seem like you want to do the right thing.
Interesting that you think that. I'll just give him a look and turn back.
And I'm going to kind of throw Raynar over my shoulder, just like he's way too drunk, and carry him back that way.
Okay. Atami, are you still going inside to speak?
I am.
Okay. Give me one moment.
You know, I didn't expect going into this to have an immediate, like, rivalry almost, but I'm here for it.
I am
I love
loving it.
Danny, can you also change your name from Confused so I can remember your character name?
No.
Because I was gonna give the paper to you at first. I'm like,
I don't want it.
You know, also, if you're paying attention to the stream, I have everything in an overlay.
oh, shit.
Need to go look. Okay, so the bar is pretty much the same as you left it. It really stays like this till about 4 a.m., especially on nights where most everyone is lying low, because there's nothing else for them to do, really.
I will also say that, like, on the way there, I have kind of assumed my moniker again. Just kind of, like, pat the hair down. It's not as good a makeup job as usual, because it's kind of like I want to get there as quick as possible and report to Tasahira. I'll look where she was the last time and see if she's still hanging out.
She's still there.
I think I take, like, there's a solid, like, 4 seconds way too long at the door where I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna have to hear a lot of this shit. And I'll kind of walk up to the bar, order a round of drinks to that table, and then walk over and sit. It's been a night.
It looks like it's been a night.
No, you don't. I set up the message cantrip connection once again with her.
Mm-hmm.
Warehouse got raided by City Watch.
Did they find anything?
They got the Kenku, which
Nah.
not a terrible thing considering they can only say what they've been told. But nobility boys out of my hands.
Meaning?
Well, you saw that bit of a motley crew that I was in here with before.
Unfortunately, yeah. Noticed them.
Well, one of them is Fed's. Private Fed, but Fed nonetheless. Don't think he's a big fan of me.
So you fucked up.
Sorry, I don't believe I was the one that got the place raided.
I wasn't the one that was there. I don't necessarily give a shit what happens to Noble Boy. Did he have the stone and know where it was?
Interesting little tidbit about that. I think this is a consideration of, what do they call it? Lover's staircase? Where one's going up one way, one's going the other way, and we miss each other?
No one has it.
No one has it.
Brilliant.
One of our group had it. Our big meetup was supposed to happen. Question mark, question mark, question mark, profit.
Well, that's not going to go over well, but I'll deal with it.
I also do have noble boys writing committed to memory if we ever need to send some letters to Papa.
This is the only reason I keep you around. Even when you fuck up, you still make up for it. Most of the time.
Love you too. Now, I don't know if you realize, but I've been through some shit.
When
Not
I
all of
tell you to
us.
stay low now, I mean it. Keep your head down. It's getting bad. This is gonna make it worse.
I'll be at the yawning portal if you need.
Be careful.
You too.
And she continues drinking.
Toss my drink back, leave enough on the counter for our round, and head back to the yawning portal.
So, my group, Mason and Callan, that are heading to the Yawning Portal first. There are some things that I missed in our first description of getting through the dock ward. So on your way out, it is pretty much a straight shot up one street as you're heading north. And like I did say, decrepit, especially at this time of the night, kind of a bad vibe all around. And from both of your knowledge of the dock ward, like it is up until recently one of the most dangerous places in the city. So neither of you have really ever frequented it. There are some things about Waterdeep though that are absolutely breathtaking, even in some not so great places. As you are getting towards that edge of the dock ward where it meets the ward next to it, there is a statue that is about 50 feet tall, of a man. It is a, it is known as, hang on. It is known as the Honorable Knight, but it is a full set of armor, a shield that rests on the ground that is easily 15 to 20 feet tall. And from what you have ascertained, there are several of these statues around the city that were once living creatures, living statues in a sense, that even to this day, sometimes when are needed, fight for the city of Waterdeep.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So it is breathtaking almost, and just wonderful.
How tall did you say they were? 50
About
feet?
50 feet.
Does it look like there's like any little holes or anything that potentially a shard could be in?
Not necessarily. I mean,
Damn, okay.
maybe, like, really, really high up in the helmet.
I'll come back to that thought.
Okay. On a second note of things you should know about Waterdeep that I think I have left out thus far, flying in the city of Waterdeep is prohibited. No one is allowed to fly. The city is also guarded by the Griffin's Cavalry, who
Fucking Hogsmeade.
dudes on the back of Griffins keeping the city safe. That's all I gotta say about them. But yeah, flying is prohibited in Waterdeep. But yeah, it is about probably a 45-minute walk for you guys as you head back towards the Yawning Portal. Is there anything that you guys want to discuss?
You know, it's beautiful in its elegance, I suppose. He kind of says with almost stoicism, but just a tinge of like readiness. Not like fear, but like a little bit of anxiety of if something were to happen, I'm like ready for it.
Yes, is usually the shady part of town.
So, who are you? Where are you from?
Say the same to you?
Well,
You got like what, 5 fucking names?
it's a few, isn't it? It's a little much. But I'm supposed to be proud of it.
You don't seem to be.
Not really. But that's me. How did you get here? I stumbled upon this.
I live here?
Well, I do too for the time being, but
Well, I always have.
really.
Y'all have left the introverts together.
Yeah, really. It's just kind of this really awkward conversation still.
Yo, this shit awkward as hell.
I love that.
We're just kind of looking around, trying to make any type of small talk, and just.
It's a long walk.
It's very long and very uncomfortable, and.
You know, I should just put it out there. I'm real comfortable in the silence if you really don't want to talk.
I'm a little just, I suppose, overwhelmed by the sheer amount of things that I've been through today. Seems like stuff I read about in books, and yet here we are.
Oh, you read?
Well, yes, a little bit. You?
Yeah.
Ah. We're both so fucking
I love these just two awkward bastards just walking beside each other, just like, yep.
You're a wizard, right, Mason? Right?
Of course I fucking read.
The big fucking pointed wizard hat beside you shit.
What gave it away?
What gave it away? Was it the everything?
Fucking love it.
So the Yawning Portal is not nearly as busy at this time as the Skewer Dragon. No, it's not nearly as busy. Especially after the night that it had had. You know, it's still not recovered at all from the troll. Or the bar fight before. So not a lot's going on. Do you guys want to go straight up to your room? Or stay in order?
I'll just say, I'm gonna get a drink if you want anything.
That's alright, I'm gonna go upstairs.
Alright. Oh, I don't have a room, do I? That's important.
If you talk to the
probably.
barkeep over there, they'd be able to get you one.
Oh, alright. And I'm gonna saunter. You're so awkward, Danny. I can't. All right.
Jason heads upstairs.
All right. Yeah, I'll go up to the
With a hat.
bartender. I'll meet you down here in the morning, I suppose. All right.
Sure.
Okie doke. Good night. No, just.
Good night.
I hate it. I hate it here.
So
45 minutes of that shit.
The owner is still the bartender.
Sweet.
At this point of the night, he just looks like done with life, okay? Like, he was, like, mildly just kind of, like, disassociated earlier. Now he just looks fucking tired and slightly pissed off. Hey.
Hi. You certainly look done with the night.
Well, all things considered, I think that's fair.
Absolutely. Could I get just a... I don't even know what the fuck would he drink. Probably like a whiskey type of thing, probably.
You want a Coors Light?
Can I have a fantasy Miller Lite, please? One Dos Equis, please.
We're about to get Smirnoff iced right now.
Alexa, don't you ever say that shit again.
Shit, I didn't know apparently Dos Equis was Josh's trigger word.
Apparently.
He pours you a double shot of whiskey.
Wonderful. Thank you. Do you, by chance, have any rooms left, by the way?
Yeah, most people cleared out after the noise.
That makes sense. Bunch of noise complaints, huh?
Yeah. This happens every once in a blue moon. I mean, I lose business for about a week, and then it goes back to normal. People have short memories.
Well, it seems as though this was a fluke, and I sure as hell am apparently not being picky tonight, which is a first. So,
I'm just glad you and your group were here. So,
I'm
the
happy to
drink
help.
and the room's on me.
Oh, thank you. Means a lot, and it seriously was no trouble at all. I shall return in the morning, I suppose, and check in. You should get some rest if you can.
Maybe. Good night.
Good night.
Okay. The rooms at the Yawning Portal are fairly boring. Pretty standard tavern rooms. Surprisingly, like a lot of rooms, okay? Like they're not the biggest, but there's a lot of rooms in general.
Of them. Sure.
Yes. But yeah, you both.
He walks into the room. First looks like down the hallway, looks back in. Man, you would think they could just double the size of the rooms in here, change up the layout a little bit, and like add a couch in, and just kind of like.
Well, he devolves into like almost rearranging the room to meet the feng shui. Dante.
Yo.
Mason also ritually casted alarm around the room.
Yeah, that's mine.
You don't want any of these fucking gangs in here after that shit.
Valid.
Just ritually cast fuck that.
Ritually cast fuck that. Doesn't want this pompous ass down the hallway getting in here. Like
it is a not entirely enjoyable walk back to the warehouse. I mean, you're carrying a man who's not necessarily the biggest. It's still an inconvenience. It's really late, and you're not necessarily worried about your own safety. It is just an unsafe area in general, and you're aware of that.
Okay.
It takes you about 30 minutes. You unlock it. It's the same as you left it. Not a lot going on, just your bare minimums that you needed to survive.
Okay. I'll kind of like take some tarps or whatever and just lay out a mat for him and lay him down. Does he look like he is in any danger? He should just wake up and be fine, right?
For the most part.
All right. I'm just going to climb to like one of the higher parts of the warehouse, like the rafters even. I just chill up there and keep a lookout.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah. Okay. Perception is a 18.
Okay. In terms of activity, it is pretty low for the night. you kind of get the gist of the patrol that the city watch is now taking after watching. But other than that, no one is really out moving at this time.
Okay. And I'm going to just keep a count of how long I think it's been since Floon has been kidnapped.
Okay. At this point, it's going on probably about 8 to 10 hours.
Okay. That's rough. Hmm. I'll keep chilling there for now. I am going to put my blade in my lap and just kind of commune, see whatever comes of that.
Okay. I'll DM you about that.
Okay.
Tommy, you also returned to the yawning portal, correct?
Yes, briefly. About half an hour or so after the other two arrive and kind of do their stuff. He'll just kind of pop in. Place has seen better days.
I've seen worse too.
Suppose that's true. Will the rest of my group come back?
2?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The awkward ones.
I would assure you, all three of them are awkward.
No, I mean the really awkward ones.
Interesting
No way.
little group, aren't they?
You could say that.
I think one of them just recently come in. The other one says they're from Waterdeep. Not really sure I recognize them.
Oh no. Yeah, she's from here.
Do I get what he means by that? Like, does...
He'll kind of continue. Mason has pretty much grown up here.
Oh. Was that so? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Any interesting connections, or just kind of a free spirit wanderer?
No, her family, both of her parents are and were magisters, so they would frequent different locations in the cities. Sometimes they'd bring her with them.
Just like there is a moment of like swigging his drink and going. Sorry. One more time. She's a magister's daughter.
Yeah, 2.
Oh.
Her dad used to be a magister. Her mom is currently.
Okay. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, her mom's a pretty big deal.
Right? Name? Do you know the name?
Give me a second. That's a nat 1 on the history check from the DM.
So cold in here.
Danny.
I think I named her Eleanor.
I think you did name her Eleanor. Yeah, her name's Eleanor.
Eleanor.
That's so funny. I'll tell you why later.
Interesting.
So there are like magisters, and there are like for each school of magic, there are magisters who kind of reside over that level, or over that like domain. You know,
Yep.
She is the head magister for abjuration.
Cool. Just didn't know I was hanging out with a pseudo celeb.
Yeah, a local celeb, really.
Yeah, well, I mean it's one thing for me to say that is,
As you.
Right. Oh, speaking of which, Mr. Well,
Durnan.
yes, but no, I was gonna say the the name of the guy that performs that isn't very good.
3 strings.
3 strings, yeah. How was how was the rest of that set?
How do you think it was? How it always is. Absolute garbage fire.
Garbage fire.
I mean, he tries. He really does.
He's
But
getting
there's a reason he's
better.
called 3 strings. Restring your lute.
Yeah, I mean, like he's finding a flow, but the instrument is just destroyed.
It's crippled.
Yeah.
And it sounds like like a crippled person die. I don't know. I hate him. I don't know why he keeps getting
He's
booked. He's going to. Yeah, I don't like him.
he tries.
He does try, but God, I wish he'd stop.
I mean, nobody really has kind of gone up to the man and just been like, "Hey, you want to get a new newt, my guy?"
Nobody has. I've tried. I've offered to buy him one at this point. He would lose his charm.
I mean, but we do know him.
Unfortunately,
Do you have any?
I'm gonna see.
Do you have any
I'm
like?
gonna see if Bonnie could convince him. If she can't, no one can.
Oh, well, her level of convincing is different than most people.
Hey,
But I'd be interested to see
everything's above the board.
it. You're not gonna see me turning to anyone. Um, do you have any prepackaged sandwiches to go?
No, but I can whip one up. Are you staying the night, or carrying it back to your room, or actually leaving?
I'll probably, I'll grab a place here for a bit. Just seems like
Yeah.
there's gonna be less noise than usual.
No, like I told the taller, awkward one, room's on me for what you did tonight. So give me 1 second. And he goes and whips you up a quick sandwich. And it's honestly pretty good.
Yeah,
And gives you a room key.
I'm thinking you're just like a typical kind of cold cut sandwich.
No,
Loving it.
it's like a French dip.
Oh,
You got a little fancy with it.
man, dude, know what he doing. Um, I leave him 5 silver on the table as a tip, and just be like,
Oh,
"You're a good man."
Try to get some rest.
yeah, I probably would have left
Do
him
my
a tip
best.
too, by the way.
That's
I forgot
fine.
to tell you that.
Yeah,
Man
I just
giving me
kind
a
of
free room.
I grab the sandwich and just kind of head upstairs, and it's very much kind of like a saunter to him. This very like persona of a performer until he gets in his room, and he just kind
Oh
of
wait, can you run into Callan just rearranging things?
oh
You
100%.
Did you
just
leave the door
You
open?
hear lots of fucking noises coming from
just
my
I just kind of like lean
like
in.
scraping wood on wood.
Are you okay in there?
Hello? Hi. Yeah, everything's absolutely fine. See, look how lovely it is in here now.
It's incredibly symmetrical.
Isn't it? Would you like me to do the same thing to your room? This only took me like 10 minutes.
Perhaps tomorrow. Right now I am incredibly exhausted.
All right. I've heard that it helps you sleep better. That's for damn sure.
Well, then I hope your sleep comes to you swiftly and comfortably.
Thank you.
Um,
You as well. How was the conversation with your friend, a business
Haven't the
partner.
foggiest of what you're talking about. And he'll he'll walk out on that.
Good night, I suppose.
And he'll just kind of, he's got that, like, sly smile as he, like, closes the door behind him, locks it, and for a second goes, "Of course I brought a fucking Magister's daughter. Fucking hell." Oh, okay. I don't hide a lot from Tassanhira. We are hiding that part. Oh, fuck! Oh, the City Watch showed up! They definitely know who she is.
This is me unmasking.
Um,
Literally the second I get in my car from work.
Did it seem like the captain knew who I was?
No.
Good.
You know that, though. You're just like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. Because this little incident happened today, and we don't let it happen again. Alright. And then he just begins stress eating his sandwich.
Does the fact that like Mason is based like political nobility? I don't even know what to call that. But, like
more like the big dogs of the cops in the town, like the magic cops. They're
does
Magic
anything
cops.
Magic
Your
cops.
mom's the fucking sheriff, is what it means.
yeah.
Does any of that like my parents' demeanor rub Callan a certain way of like this is familiar?
It's a very different type because the magisters aren't necessarily nobility. They are
Sure.
very humble. They are kind of like extremely well vetted so that it doesn't like go to their head or they
Of the
become
people.
corrupted.
Okay.
So like for instance, Mason's mom has been at it for a while, but she every few years has to be retested to make sure that she is still like deserving of that position, basically. So it's a very humble thing, whereas you're used to the very proud and arrogant nobility that literally wear it on the outside for everyone to see.
Okay, cool. So I still have fucking no clue.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Do I know of the Calendar family?
No.
Calendare. And yeah, apparently you guys don't know.
Okay, Randolph.
They are not from Waterdeep.
Okay.
Alright, hey, Randy.
Right there, Randy.
There's a guy who plays trivia with us, but not anymore because they just ended it. But he's like, we're like, what's your name? He's like, fucking Randy. We're like, okie doke.
Alright.
Dante.
Yes.
Is there anything else you were doing other than keeping watch?
Yeah.
Are you staying up?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up.
Okay.
Actually, let me check something before I do that. Because I don't think I have to sleep.
Heartstone. Just
That sounds a
casually,
bit
I don't have
familiar.
to sleep.
Sounds a
No.
bit familiar if you
I
ask me.
am indeed going to make myself a pallet. And right before I take my big old long rest, I'm going to run the length of my hand across the blade of my sword and then go to sleep.
Okay. About 2 hours into your big old nap, Raynar does wake up. He wakes you up with the not necessarily screaming, but shouting.
I'm going to immediately draw my sword to his throat.
He
No,
shuts up.
calm down.
What the hell, dude? Like, you kidnapped me again?
No, well, I just brought you somewhere safe. A friend of mine knocked you unconscious to make things a little bit easier to mull over with the City Watch. Look, I'm trying to help you. I know it doesn't seem like that right now, but
You're
truly.
right. How can I trust you?
Well, you can't really. Not
All
from your
right.
but you'll learn to.
It sounds like I don't have an option.
Not right now. I need to go over some details with you again.
Sure.
Everything was a bit hasty last time. There was a lot of stress in the situation. Let's tone it down a little bit. And I'll sheath the blade.
Okay.
I'm gonna offer this man like a medieval cigar.
Okay.
Is that just called a cigar?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's a pipe. Did they have cigars in this time period?
Sure, they do now.
Cool.
Yeah, fantasy cigars probably were a thing.
We're
in
both puffing on a
fantasy.
stogie.
Okay.
And so run me through the events. Everything that happened in the warehouse leading up to it.
Me and Floon got shit faced. I mean, it was a normal night. Went to leave, got jumped, taken back to the warehouse. A few hours, maybe a day went by, and then there was a lot of noise downstairs, a fight, and then people from the Xanathars Guild came up, thought that Floon was me, and dragged him off.
Tell me about these guild members. Were they just faceless nobodies? Did anyone stick out to you?
I mean, not really. They all had the mark, though.
The mark?
Yeah, that all of the Xanathars Guild has. It is basically like a tattoo on like this part of someone's hand that looks like a circle with about 10 spokes coming out of it around the sides, and then like a dot in the center.
Okay. And what about the stone?
I haven't the foggiest where it is.
You know where it was last?
No. I haven't spoken to my father in some odd years. I mean, I don't keep up with him. We're not really on speaking terms.
I see. What kind of connections do you hold within the city?
Quite a few. Mostly with nobility, you need an audience. I could arrange it. Maybe. I'm not the biggest fan of Yor right now,
I'm sure.
but I have several connections through the city. Some political, some in law enforcement.
Well, you have two ways to view this situation. Either I'm your second kidnapper or I'm your hero. And I'm going to cut him free of any bindings and stand him up. I have no reason to keep you here, friend. I will be calling a favor. Can I trust that you will repay what I have done for you?
I don't necessarily care about what you've done for me. Will you get him? Floon
That's my
is a
plan.
good friend. Thank you.
Now, you're more than willing. I'm more than willing to allow you to accompany me if that's what you wish. But I don't think it would be the best for your safety. I just freed you from the hands of both guilds, so.
I don't know that I would make it back out of those sewers. I'm not built for that sort of thing. Believe me, I want to.
Very well. You have your freedom. If I wanted to contact you, how would I do so?
You can reach me in my estate. In the
Very
North
well.
Ward.
Try to stay away from the dock ward from now on.
Don't worry, duly noted.
It's not really a place for nobility.
I won't make that mistake again.
I will go open like the garage door style door and just hold it open for him.
He does duck outside.
And I'm going to kind of point him in the direction I saw the watch going earlier in the night, just so he's not traveling the dark ward again by himself.
Okay.
And then I'm going to lock everything back down.
All right. Are you heading to the yawning portal as well?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Is there anything you want to do necessarily?
I mean, I'm going to keep an eye out for movement of shady people in general. People maybe entering places like sewers, perhaps.
Roll a
Perhaps.
perception check for me.
I'm real fucking bad at those. You would think I would keep this open. That is a 10.
It's a fairly quiet walk for you back. You don't necessarily hear or see really anything.
Okay.
But you make your way back to the yawning portal. Was there anything you wanted, or were you also just going to grab a room and go?
Yo, I got a room. I'm just going to bed.
Oh yeah, I forgot. My bad. You go to bed. All right. Good night, everyone.
Does that mean that we have permission to hit long rest finally?
You can
I
hit long
will-
rest.
I will
Thank
just
you.
go to the bartender and let them know that if the people come downstairs and look like they're going to look for me, I am here.
Okay.
Did I accidentally give myself inspiration, or did you get that, Madam DM?
I don't think I have.
I think I clicked that on accident. Thank you.
One second.
Secret.
So yeah, everyone rests. I will put it into context that 8 hours. We are now looking at anywhere from 16 to 18 hours since Fluent has been taken into the sewers.
And it's alright, he's dead. We can just continue on with our day.
The day's yours!
All right.
I'm gonna go get me
Immediately
some breakfast.
Okay.
wakes up, gets breakfast, goes to the fucking warehouse, misses Dante completely. No, just kidding. Yeah, breakfast! It's breakfast time!
Bonnie is there in the morning. She is a fairly young, I think she's a redhead waitress at the bar. Are you guys getting a table together? No? Okay.
I'll
I'm
sit
in the
at
back
bar.
corner with my breakfast and a big book.
Okay.
I think he's just fucking oblivious at first. And
Mason's
just goes
already
up to the
there.
bar.
Okay.
I'm in the back corner reading my book, eating my breakfast with my real tall hat.
Seeing that she probably wants to be left alone, I just go to the bar and sit there.
Yeah.
Tommy?
I'm definitely just, like, at the front bar, put
I'll
my
come visit
order,
you.
my breakfast order in, and I'm just kind of, tuning my, pan flute. Just getting ready for a normal day.
Hold on. How do pan flutes get tuned?
You know, just making sure the holes are in the
Is that-
right places.
Magically.
And then, of course, there's magic and shit.
But like, would you sand it? Is that like a thing?
Yeah, you make sure the holes are smooth. You know, there's no, like, spittle going on.
Anyway.
No, this isn't me. Like, this isn't me being like, how the fuck do you, bitch, you idiot? How do you tune a pan flute? I'm seriously like curious. Is that a thing?
I
Like-
don't know because I'm not a
Kira's just
14th
fucking with
century
you.
satyr.
Okay.
Mr.
No, I know.
Tumnus looking as. Like,
That's so funny And I just watched Narnia today. Today.
We watched
Like,
it last
awesome.
week.
Really? What the fuck?
Have you guys watched the Voyage of the Dawn Treader and realized that
No.
that entire
What is
movie is
that?
basically just the 7 deadly sins in the Bible?
No, I don't know
No,
what that is.
I have not seen it yet. That's actually why we started watching. Was to watch all 3 of them, and then we put out the first one.
Who is this?
But
Narnia movies. I know so much about Narnia.
yeah,
Continue. Sorry,
Tommy,
Vanavia.
you sit down with Calendar. Too many names.
Killian.
Just Callan is
Callan
fine.
is there. I don't think Atami makes like a point to sit
No, it's
with
just a
him.
head nod.
Okay.
But like, you know, there's an acknowledgement of like, I know who you are. Let's not talk about the previous day.
Yeah.
It's a normal
Let's
day
just
today.
Pretending
Alright.
like yesterday didn't happen.
You all have your breakfast served to you. It is like a hash brown casserole type of thing. So eggs, bacon, sausage, potatoes in a like skillet. Fairly, it's all right. Everyone kind of knows from the Yawning Portal, Bonnie's not nearly as good of a cook as Durnan is, but you know, it's
I
there.
act like she is.
Everyone does.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, everyone does. Bonnie, this is wonderful. Thank you. What accent did I just go into? Hold up. Take 2.
Are you trying to copy me?
Yeah, apparently.
This is just wonderful, y'all.
It's just wonderful.
I fucking tell you what, that's a good damn breakfast there, Bonnie.
God damn it.
Thanks.
Okay. Take 2.
That's okay.
Um,
I do find myself like occasionally dipping into British, though that's not what I want to do for a Tommy.
Yes, it's wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. It's my mum's hug. I can't fucking talk. Bleh.
Sorry.
It's my mum's recipe.
Hmm.
Cooked it for forever.
Interesting.
Most people will
especially
get tired of it. It's like my one breakfast dish. So I'm glad that you like it because it's all that we'll be having. And she kind of scurries off.
It's perfect. Thank you. Just
Remind me to give her a recipe book for her birthday at some point.
Dante.
Yeah,
Will you
about this time
also-
I'm gonna roll downstairs. I'm skipping breakfast. Don't need none of that shit. Am I gonna notice immediately no one is sitting with each other?
Yeah.
I'm
Actually-
gonna look.
I'm just looking everyone
I'll
up and
clock.
down. Mm-hmm.
I'll clock you and just kind of look at you in confusion and just be like, I thought I was meeting you elsewhere today.
But you stopped for breakfast beforehand.
I was
You
waiting
people
for
really
the
need
rest
to
of-
learn the importance of a kidnapping. We'll get to that later. That's fine. Perhaps we should get everyone together.
Hence the waiting for breakfast part.
Mason doesn't look like she's ignoring people. She genuinely looks like she's just so immersed in this book.
This sounds like Danny.
Atami
Probably.
is just like shoveling food into his face while thinking like, did you just say that out loud?
There's no one here. When Durnan said that he loses business,
really
there is
awkwardly.
no one here. You guys are the only people
Now it's
there.
really
and
awkward that we're
choosing to
not
sit
sitting-
separately.
Yeah, that's a little awkward. Didn't realize that. That's fine.
Yeah, there's definitely like an awkward moment of like me clocking Dante because I know he doesn't like me very much. Me
Love it.
clocking maybe not the visage of Mason, but definitely the giant freaking beacon hat. And just kind of
Hat
being
and
like,
book.
Manchester's daughter. And then just kind of sitting at the bar with Callan, basically being like, you know, he may be a little odd and a little bit OCD, but he's the most normal one in the fucking bar besides me. And it's just like,
All right, time to go. Let's go.
Sorry, but, we'll be having some sort of meeting. I was
Well, I
play some music
suppose
making.
I
my
suppose
only
this is
inquiry is, are we still on for our plan, or have you all backed out?
I mean, I've given my report to my higher ups. Now I essentially await orders.
I see.
I feel like helping people here is probably the best course of action. Though the now I'm definitely a bit more helpful, I would say, than yesterday. So why the hell not?
It was what we were hired to do.
Yes, precisely.
I mean, I would say that you answered the
Oh
notice.
yes, you in the
for it.
back. No, just kidding.
No, I'm messaging Caitlin.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that was a raising hand to the teacher.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, you in the back.
I have no qualms with anyone sitting out. Just know that I will enjoy your share of the gold.
And that's fair. However, my word is.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead. When I say something, I mean it. So, I suppose I'm in this.
That's one.
Dante,
Yeah.
an eagle lands on your shoulder.
Excuse me? The fuck?
Okay. Just from
Mhm.
nowhere? Like, did it come in the door?
Honestly, yeah,
Danny?
like by the time you realized what was going on, like all you saw was like feathers in your peripheral, and eagles are pretty big, so it is not an unknown
Yeah.
presence that
So I
lands on your
imagine I'm kind of
shoulder.
like forearms leaned on the bar, kind of talking, and it just lands on my shoulder, and I just wig the fuck out, almost like knock all the shit off the counter.
Now you see, I didn't think
Helen
you'd react
laughing.
like that.
What the?
Are you afraid of birds?
No, I just didn't expect a 2-foot tall bird of prey to land on my shoulder in a
That's
tavern.
fucking huge.
Yeah, well, don't hurt him with your flailing.
I
Wait,
had
wait,
no
wait, wait,
intention.
wait,
I simply
wait.
was caught off guard.
That's
Do I
how
have-
you react when you're
Hell
caught off
yeah.
guard. And I'll have
Can
it. I'll have it land on my shoulder.
Can I minor illusion the face that Dante just made in my hand?
That was priceless.
You kind of just see, like, he is a very pale person. You see a little bit of red well in his cheeks. Like, he kind of, like, really tries to stay composed at all times, and he just 100% was not ready for that shit.
I'll remember that.
Did that catch you off a little bit?
I'm a bit on edge already, I suppose.
Show me
You know, I'll
exactly.
admit, I had it come over here. I had it land on you because I thought you'd be the one that wouldn't give that reaction.
Sorry to disappoint.
That was really adorable, actually.
One way to lighten the mood, for sure. Who is this? What is this?
This is my familiar.
What is? Wait. Do I know? Caitlin, do I know?
Yes.
I would assume. Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet.
Oh,
Oh yes, my friend in Academy. Frog familiar.
what made you want to
Canon.
choose an eagle as your familiar?
Justice.
Does your familiar have a
You
name?
see her flying through the freaking town like freedom.
Now that we're on this, it is really funny that this is the first time you haven't done like a British or Irish accent. You chose to do a Southern accent, and it's just like America in a character.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, don't make me cringe.
Second
Fuck
I brought up a
Americans.
name
I'm
to you guys.
Canadian.
I'm gonna have to set up a soundboard that just has an eagle cry on it.
And of course,
Like that one
like a cop's daughter as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Southern
like, Wizard
Bill,
Justice.
cop's daughter,
When are you pulling out the fucking revolver?
sheriff's daughter.
Well,
We're
I
all
chose,
shitting on Danny.
given where we're fucking going, I thought this was the best option. It's better than a
No.
fucking frog.
Does your familiar have a name?
I haven't named it yet necessarily, actually.
You
I only
haven't
learned this
named
spell.
it?
I've only learned this spell a few days ago.
His name's Tennessee.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of love that.
My friend Dorian taught me the spell. I haven't really used it much.
Well, I suppose we have to come up with a name, because the creature, well, a being, at least. Maybe it has a name that it would like.
I'll ask it later.
I don't.
We can sort out the opinions.
Let me get
later
used to let me get used to it, and then I'll be able to vibe check a name.
Vibe check in country accent. I'm gonna keep slipping into that.
I
It's
would like
terrible.
to attempt a vibe check.
I would like to attempt.
Is that not like okay? Is that like not trying to vibe check yourself? Because like
No,
because like a familiar is an extension of your own magic, right?
but
It's not an
it's
actual
also
creature.
no. It is technically. It's a.
It's
Unless
a bit
I'm
of both.
crazy, it's like an elemental fae or something else.
So
that, like,
I believe
something to you.
I think it's a bit of both.
I think it is a bit of both.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Let Megan discover herself first.
It's just Tommy's just leaning back, just like
Just watching all this happen.
I don't even know. Look, I have someone who is currently doing some background research on where this person may or may not be. And I think that we don't go in guns a-blazing, as it were, until we have some information.
So here's the thing. We could do that and wait around for a kidnapped person to have some information on them, and that's a valid option. Or we could assist in this, since we are the only one with the information aside from this one person that we have some information from, and this maybe that you might have. Might I remind you all, the City Watch could have been a part of this, and now we decided they didn't deserve any of the information here. Because doesn't that feel a little bit like this is our responsibility now? Anyone?
Now you see, I'm not really connected into both of what the fuck they're going on with. However, I'm aware if the City Watch could do something, they would have already done it.
No, the City Watch doesn't have the information that we do. They would have if we hadn't knocked a person out.
You think they're oblivious to it?
Mason, roll a history check for me.
$26.
There's a common saying among most of the law enforcement of the city, including City Watch, keep the blood off the streets. They don't go underground.
The City Watch, as long as you don't do any of it up here, they aren't going to do anything.
I'd have to say that I agree. The City Watch don't go under. That would be a different sort of people. People who know the sewers quite well. Let me
Which
see who
are?
I could talk to, but I'm going to go ahead and keep a little low today. Do I know where I would find Ruby around this time?
Give me one moment.
Man, if only I had written my NPC to actually be fucking helpful.
Hey, that's kind of why I encouraged that, and you were like, Taylor? Baker?
All
Can't
my
stand
NPCs are just
They're-
powerful mages.
Yeah, my NPCs are like thrown in there, like fun little crazy. Feel like the little bit more fun and like mine, Here I am with a man who's a baker. Got a
I got
fashion
so
designer,
many
and
in
I've got-
mine. Who do I
Mine
got?
is
I
an
got one.
underground
I got two. I
helpful.
got 3. I got 4. I got 5.
I must
I
have
got
missed a social
6.
cue somewhere that was like I should have written all of my NPCs to be like, this is the captain of the guard, and this one is
Yeah, that one would have
like,
helped us.
Don't get me
the
wrong.
king of the underworld. And like, here I am. So I know the
I
baker.
mean, there are limitations to it, but yeah, that was why I pushed it so hard. Not because
I
I
didn't know
necessarily.
that.
No, if you want to add some more still, that's fine, but it's not necessarily that like I needed help with the world building. It's just like
No,
making sure your character feels grounded in a sense of if you're familiar with the city, you would know people.
that makes a lot more sense than what I was.
I will say, don't
understanding
worry,
this
I also
as.
do have NPCs that I know that are just purely like a backstory fluff thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what all of mine are. And
no,
I didn't realize that I was supposed to write ones in that.
I
This
also
person
may
is
have
gonna
a
be
deep underground
helpful.
syndicate that I run with that I would probably know some names in there.
Oh gosh, I'm stupid.
I would say you would have an idea of where Ruby is around this time.
Yeah, I know she works fast, so I'm gonna see if I can maybe kind of head her off at the pass and see what I can dig up before this group unfortunately makes me go cowboy into the sewers.
Okay. So where she would normally be is about an hour from where you're at currently.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of get up and be like, okay, I'm gonna go find out what I can find out. Do I feel like this is enough of a place I could bring these guys with me, or
Yeah.
like, you guys want to come and get some cardio for the day? It's about an hour's out.
Dante,
You said to the
just
nerds.
yeah.
Follow if you want to follow.
No. Callan's pretty fit. Callan's pretty decently
Mason's
fit.
not bad.
Yeah. We're all adventurers. We gotta be at least decent. Not really.
What are the
but-
other things we gotta accomplish today? Is it mainly...
I don't know, rescue a
Callan-
kidnapped dude.
Yeah.
Second, I guess. But I'm just kidding.
He's fine. He'll be fine.
DM says, nudge, nudge, go rescue kidnapper,
in
dude,
Mason's
guy.
head, she's like, oh, an hour walk. And then she remembers the 45-minute awkward walk last night. And it's just, do I really want to?
While that's happening, I'm going to take a
Yeah,
look
sure,
and see
why
if
not?
bards are prep casters or if they're known casters.
Wait. Aren't we
I think they're known.
bards? Oh, that's a good question.
I think they're known
we're
casters,
prep
aren't they?
casters, but I feel like we're prep casters because I feel like I'm trying to think of Critical Role characters, but because I didn't actually watch season 1, so that would have been.
They
step
are
one.
known casters.
Ooh.
Okay, good.
Interesting and good to know. That explains why I like to play bards.
Uh,
Did we say that we were close to the underground where Dante thought that this might be. Or
Where you were originally is so about 45 minutes from the yawning portal.
okay.
The place that Atami is heading to is about an hour north of here, so it'd
Mm-hmm.
be another 2 hours to get back there on your way back.
That's a long way. Why don't back into character? That seems like a bit of a long distance for someone who might be kidnapped. We could instead stake out or look in the area that we think he might be, and then come back. Or, then go and get some more information if we turn up empty, or we could.
Information up here is not going to do us anything. We need
So
information
then,
about down below.
right, I'm saying we try to head down below and look at it ourselves with our own eyes. And if we don't see anything, if we come up completely with nothing, then we go and search for more information. But if you think that we need more information on this before we do anything, that may change some things here.
Weren't you the one just last night saying knowledge is power?
I was, but it also seems like we're in a bit of a hurry.
I
Especially if they're planning
agreed.
on killing this person.
I agreed to rescue this person if at all possible, not to put my life on the line to do so. So I'm going to get as much information as possible, and the person I'm going to see is very, very good at retrieving
If
such
they're
information.
knowledgeable, then perhaps it makes sense. And
You'll see.
all right, I'll trust you on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to meet up with Ruby.
Okay.
Let's go to meet Ruby.
It does take you about an
Maxim.
hour.
Did you
She
guys?
normally tends to hang around the area, and I can't remember exactly what Wardenson. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But basically, the Emerald Enclave, which is basically like a very large druidic order in Waterdeep, they kind of have a larger control over one area, and that's where she frequents most of the time. It is very there's the bar that necessarily she's in right now is the second you step foot like an enchanted forest, just in that the decor it is completely meant to take you away from being in the city.
This
So
would
just
be a place that Alexa would love to fucking hang out.
it's like the Rainforest Cafe, you know what I'm saying?
Just kidding. Austin would love it.
But like more magical, less cheap animatronics.
Yeah,
Well, this place
there
is
is
lovely.
a moment as well, like, Atami is not, fully like a heartless bastard. There is a moment where he just kind of, like, takes in the sense and for a moment just kind of forgets that he's here on business and is like, this place has a very calming atmosphere to it, before he just kind of shakes it off and
Did I notice that? Just kidding. I could just do that.
It doesn't really hide it or anything. It's just kind of the atmosphere that this place has. And he just kind of sits back and he's thinking this girl is too sweet for this group, and then remembers just how good she is, and is like, appearances can be deceiving. And we'll take a look around to see if he can spot her.
Roll a perception check.
Oh, that's pretty dang good.
Bye.
Oh, Josh has evaporated.
My phone is
I think
charged.
he's
23.
Until the iPad charges. Just until the iPad charges. What'd you say?
23.
Sorry, that was going on. So yes, I am. This is like a multi-floored bar. On the second floor, it's not even really a floor, more as like there are hanging hammocks, like a network of vines and things kind of create the second floor. And you can see kind of like swinging in one of the hammocks, her like almost like it's a white blonde hair, but like almost pure white, but like very small hints of gold reflect.
For the record on the stream, my apologies. Whenever Josh's kind of icon comes back, this will stop being like a mosaic painting.
I'm now Josh.
But
I
for
can't even
now,
try the voice.
enjoy like the side of Caitlin's face, my chin.
Am I fully in it?
You're like you're
Wait.
fully in it, but you're mostly forehead.
Look at me. I'll take it. No, it would have been that way.
Yeah, anybody else like looking at her, you're seeing what would basically look like almost like a wedding gown model-esque woman, very, very long, like platinum blonde, almost like whitish hair. Girl is stunning.
And this is Ruby?
This is Ruby.
Gorgeous.
And just kind of will approach and just say, enjoying yourself, Ruby.
It was. You normally bring trouble.
Well, I can only
Dante
say
laughed.
that I can only say that I bring trouble with me once again.
Does that make me trouble?
Makes
Maybe.
a lot of you trouble.
Yet to be determined. So, what is it I can do? Oh, more. Who are you looking for?
Fella goes by the name of... Fuck. Squawk? Squeal? What is...
Floon.
Floon! I don't know
That's
why I
Tommy.
thought there was a squa in there for some...
Swoon.
Fella by the name of Floon ended up getting taken because they thought he was his buddy.
They?
Who do you think? Xanathos.
You better have a lot of gold. Oh, you have really big balls coming to me and asking me that right now.
You told the story about the stone? What's been going on with that?
What do you mean?
Down off the hammock. I'm not yelling this one.
No. I know about the stone. What are you saying?
We talked to the guy over in the Candle Lane. And turns out that there was some sort of a scuffle in between our people having it, Xanathar's having it, and it's gone. It's not held by us, it's not held by them. And now, this guy is being kept by Xanathar's people underneath in the sewers.
He's not being kept. He's probably being tortured.
Right.
So,
For information he doesn't have.
yeah. And unless they've gotten better at torture recently, he's probably already dead.
Don't say it out loud.
Anyway, I'm more scared of Tasahira than I am of anything else right now, and I'm not getting involved in having her after me.
I don't want you to get involved. I want you to let us know what you know of the layout. and
Oh.
we will go in and retrieve him.
That's easy. All you gotta do is follow the signs. Xanathar's Guild is stupid. The constant turnover. There are markings all over the sewers that pretty much lead you at exactly where you need to go.
Perfect.
I look at Tommy just like,
They're all idiots.
My apologies. I expected maybe a gang big enough to call themselves our rivals to maybe have two brain cells to rub together. Turns out what
All
they have
two are
is
possessed by Xanathar, and they constantly fight.
for second place. Well, I mean, that's good to know, at the very least. It's getting rough. Troll came out of the yawning portal the other day.
Shit. It's been a while.
It's been a very hot minute. And,
How'd it go?
you know, rough. I'm not exactly the battle hardened individuals of our group.
You'll
But
get there.
These chuckle fucks beside me, not too bad.
Well, I suppose it's time we actually be introduced. I'm Ruby. You two?
wonderful to meet you. My name is, I'm gonna hate saying this over and over and over.
You chose to get the name.
I totally chose this, and I'm reaping the consequences. Gillian Randolph Tristan Calendare the Fourth. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
Amazing.
Nice to meet you,
You're-
Mason.
Nice to
You're
meet you.
telling me that this one, and I pointed at Tommy, only comes to you when they're seeking information?
No, not necessarily. I just like to give him a hard time. Most everyone does. We all with each other, not just him. It's just our language, really.
We rouse each other from time to time. Just, today's a day of business instead of pleasure.
If we're being nice, we're probably gonna stab you in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
Oh, absolutely. That's how family works.
Yeah.
And kind
Well,
of as people are giving their introductions, I'm messaging her as well to, like, when
Great distracting her.
when Callan is introducing, I just kind of go, some sort of nobility from outside of Waterdeep. And then when Mason is introducing herself, I'm just like, Magister's daughter. like through the message cantrip, you can hear the gritting of teeth.
Josh.
So you gotta whisper that too? For
No.
message?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'd like to see if I hear it.
Stealth check! Sleight of mouth.
What would this just be? Perception?
Yes.
Against Kira's something.
Stealth.
Oh, I absolutely love this dice set that you got me, Josh, but it's fucking impossible to read. Okay, 13.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Oh, shit!
Ooh.
So I think
So,
Mason just hears that, and she just kind of, like, as she's talking, her eyes just kind of go to you, and then just continues talking.
Shit.
Josh, to catch you up, Tommy wanted to get some information from one person that knew the layout of the sewers, so they went to talk to someone. For time estimate, once again, we're at the 22 to 24 hour mark.
Okay. Not good. Hella not good.
Good at all.
Where am I at the moment? Am I with or
Yeah,
outside?
you
or...
came. We just had you come with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, you could wait outside. I guess.
Yeah, that'd be easier than me just not. Yeah, I'll just be waiting outside whatever building.
Yeah, basically, so, like, we're inside the Rainforest Cafe talking to basically
Oh,
like
fuck yes.
talking to like a halfway in between like a druidic angel chick. And then I just kind of look back and I realize that Dante's not with us. And in the message, she can also hear, like, there's another... He's kind of like a private dick.
That's the most accurate.
That's it.
Please put
He
that
doesn't
as
share
your
the
new
dick.
server profile.
Not yet, at least.
Private Dick Dante.
Private dick.
Also, Caitlin, I gotta start going to bed in a little bit, so if we could start wrapping things up a little, that would be helpful.
I just opened up the candy cane.
There's like 10 minutes work.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
So,
Well,
I think they'll be useful in getting this man back. Volo's also looking for him.
well, I'm sure there'll be quite the reward.
Oh yes, he's offering such a large sack of gold.
Have you heard about his most recent venture in literature?
No, please.
No, okay, so he decided his next book was going to be, his Volo's Guide to Spirits. Turns out the only spirits he knows are the alcoholic type. He bought a supposedly haunted mansion and can't fucking do a thing with it. I mean, no spirit spoke to him, he has no source material, and he's out the fucking money.
That's delightful.
This man, where does he get
Honestly.
the funds for this?
Oh, from his first book. Yeah, Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
that one was
He still
okay.
gets royalties off of it.
Oh, this. You know what?
You know,
If he's got a
if
roof
he
over
was
his
smart,
head, and if he's got food in his belly, let him have his adventures.
Exactly.
It's almost entertaining enough to buy a copy just to see the crazy.
Actually, I own one.
if he was smart, oh, you do. If he was smart, he would actually turn it into a recipe book for mixology. I think that'd be delightful. A guide to spirits.
Don't give him that much credit. He doesn't deserve it.
really
He probably
doesn't.
doesn't.
But
That sounds like you all have a busy trip.
wish me luck.
They're not as scary as you think they are.
They seem like a bunch of dumbasses.
Oh no, most of them are 100%. I just meant the Sue is necessarily.
Oh.
Tommy's never been the fondest, but especially you've done what you were supposed to, never gone on the other side. It's all the same.
Dark and damp and smelly.
Oh, absolutely.
Wonderful. Sounds like just what I was expecting. And I just give a glare to.
I don't go to the
Tommy.
other side, not because I'm scared. Simply because that is what I've been ordered to do.
A lot can happen down
yeah,
there.
that was what I meant. But yeah, I was just saying it's all the same. Nothing to be worried about. Just be careful.
Oh, Tasahira told me to lay low today, so...
I didn't see you.
Her name spelled
There you
out,
go.
please, and thank you.
Um,
Tasa, what now?
Tasahira.
kind of, as I head out, go towards the bar, I'm gonna drop 2 gold on the counter. Like, I'm assuming that even though they're nature-based, that this is still a bar that runs on money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop 2 gold on the counter and kind of point up to Ruby and just be like, what she wants, she gets.
It is received.
Ruby, it was wonderful to meet you.
It was a pleasure.
Please excuse us for leaving so suddenly, but we have a person to go find.
Don't mind.
Hopefully alive.
Hopefully you all return alive as well. Be careful. We'll look out for each other.
Wonderful to meet you. And
I tip my hat to her.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw,
Yeah.
partner.
Yeehaw, fireball.
Fireball.
Is the plan now to go into the sewers?
Yes! Sewer
I
time!
think
Apparently,
now might
they
be the
just got
time.
directions.
Yo, I hope we fight the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Boy, you're in luck. Next time on.
It's just a bunch of turtles.
So, as you all gather yourselves outside of the tavern, you start heading back towards the dock wards, and we'll pick up there next time.
Yay!
Sewer time.
We
Sewer
do
See you next time.
Colin.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yo, dog, you gotta sign us out.
Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe on the YouTubes and over here on Twitch. And yeah, join us next time by the firelight.